hypothetical for you.
Go.
Wait to see your reaction.
I know what it's going to be. Go ahead.
No, you don't. No.
I think I do. I think it has to do with the trade.
No.
Okay.
If Baker Mayfield was a free agent and he said he'd come to Pittsburgh for league minimum, would you take him?
I think you have to. I think you have to. I don't think I wouldn't play him instead of Mitch Trubisky. Of course, that battle still has yet to be fought. So Mitch has to earn his stripes, obviously. But from what I see in Mitch Trubisky, I like him a lot better than Baker Mayfield. I don't like Baker Mayfield.
Well, I don't either. But here's the thing: we may go round and round and round. There's not going to be no takers. Nobody's going to offer up something of value to the Browns, who still hold his rights, for Baker Mayfield. So they're going to have to outright release him. And then he's going to become a free agent. Then the cost will be pretty low. And he's going to have to go somewhere. Carolina doesn't want him. That's obvious. I don't think Seattle's going to want him. Nobody else really has a quarterback issue. He's going to have to go and fight for a spot somewhere.
You know who's going to have a quarterback issue?
Tell me. Cleveland
Browns.
Oh, well, yeah, for the first 8 weeks, but they got Jacoby Brissett.
Why? Explain to me why they think those 22 women case is going to go away. It's not going away. I don't know why they think it is. And that stupid post the owners posted, that explanation, man, they're going to have a problem. I think they probably, put their one foot too far in front of the other.
I get vetted deeper for buying allergy medicine than that guy got vetted for getting a quarterback job in Cleveland, it seems like. Honestly.
It seems like that to me too. Yeah, it seems like that to me too. And I don't get it. 1, 2, 3, even 3 cases, 3 people is like, wait, your eyebrows are raised. You're wondering what the hell's going on. 22 or 23. Is that really the guy you want? First of all, is that really the guy you want? Second of all, he's out for the first 8 weeks, right?
Well, it's not determined, but it'll be at least 6 weeks. There's no question it'll be at least 6 weeks. The commissioner has to do something and will do something.
And I think that being said, we gave him too much power. We allowed him to dictate the terms of where he went, how much he was paid, because really, I don't know that he's going to be able to live up to anybody's contract, frankly. Baker Mayfield, back to him. Yes, I would take him. I would have to take him. I think that I don't know what I'd do with him, but I think he certainly can play at the pro level, but nobody's picking him up.
I would invite him to St. Vincent and say, show me what you can do. And if he outplayed Mitch Trubisky, or Mason Rudolph's an afterthought at this point, but if he outplayed Mitch Trubisky, I don't know. And Dwayne Haskins.
So would you make him? See, I like Dwayne Haskins better than I like Baker Mayfield. I'm not a Baker Mayfield fan, but so imagine though if you had Mayfield, Haskins, and Mitch Trubisky. It's pretty
3
strong.
first-round draft picks.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about Baker being first round. That'd be pretty cool. Now imagine that, right? It gives you a lot of options, gives you a lot of quarterback by committee, almost the way we did running backs. So let's move to that running back.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
How do you address that in the draft? Do you really try to focus and get somebody to really give our running back a break?
No, well, I don't do it in the draft because I think that what we found in our time here in Pittsburgh is it functions best with 2 running backs, somebody to be the bell cow, somebody be the big dog, and then somebody come in and spell them. But that person that's always been that second running back, Richard, has been a scrap heap, veteran, a guy that can help you out, a guy that comes in and gives you 4 or 5 carries a game, but is older and knows that game, not a young guy. It goes back to John L. Williams, to D'Angelo Williams, to someone like that. And you can get a crafty kind of veteran like that. So when you ask how I address it in free agency.
Well, okay, I understand what you said. I agree with what you said. And obviously those names are the names we had. I don't think any of them were any good. I don't think we used them well, and I don't think they played well, and I don't think that pattern is one-on-one. I always thought we should have had Leonard Fournette when he was available.
It blows me away what Tampa was able to do with Leonard Fournette for the little amount of resources they gave up to get him.
Yeah, I think we could have had him. But one of the things, my question for this week is, are you surprised by or maybe I'm crazy, but it seems to me as if we really are in, I don't want to say panic mode, but man, let's take the bull by the horns here and let's get some stuff done in free agency and let's jump on it fast and let's be decisive about what our needs are. Do you see the same thing?
Do you think it's panic, all this activity?
Well, no, see, that's the wrong word. So I don't want to say panic, but I think it's like somebody's changed the tone of something. I think.
It's definitely a new way of doing business. There is no question. The salary cap's going up. They're spending money. And I think that they're saying, well, Kevin, look, we absolutely adore you. We think that you're a wonderful guy, but you're on your way out the door, and we are going to start to evolve in a different way that the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to handle their offseason. They're going to sign people early. They are going to, I don't want to say keep up with the Joneses, but now that the quarterback isn't there as the anchor of this football team, there's going to be an evolution in business, and they're going to start to build early and offer money and do things like that and not just sort of patchwork here and there. I think this is what we're going to see from the Steelers moving forward.
Well, we certainly see it now, and it's very exciting. I haven't been this excited about a Pittsburgh Steelers coming season for a long time. I love the choice. I love our safety. I love that they played together, that he and Minka played together. I love that they already figured out the numbers. He's going to take 29. So when they played together, one was 29, one was 39, only it flipped. So now Minka's 39. So I love that. I love every choice they've made. I love. And so I think, to me, it was like, I don't know if it's panic, but it was like an urgency that said, okay, no more games here. We know what we need. We're not going to let it evolve in the Steelers' way and let it play out in the next year or two and see who we can get for the right money. I think they went after the right people that also included the right money. But I think they positionally addressed their needs. They addressed a lot of the right people. And I'm just really excited about it. How do you feel about it?
Well, I'm very excited. I'm excited about Miles Jack because
I love it.
Well, here's what it does. It makes Devin Bush get better or get out of here. There's no choice anymore. There's no resting on any laurels. There's no, well, who are they going to put in that's better than me? Well, okay, they found someone. If you don't expedite the advancement of your game and get better, if you're Devin Bush, they found your replacement. If it forces you to get better, then those are two really good inside linebackers that could potentially be on the field at the same time. And that helps a lot. So it is painting somebody into a corner and making them make a career move in Devin Bush. And I love it.
So, and you know, this becomes hypothetical, but I actually think Devin Bush can do the job if he's okay up here. I do. I think he can. I think this would be his time to do it. When I saw him first play, when he first came into the league, I thought he had a lot of the same style as Ryan Shazier. So I think he has the ability. He's shown that he has the ability. But shown it.
I agree at times. Now, just recently, just came down not long ago, Tyreek Hill getting traded to Miami for a boatload of picks and things. Yeah. Now, listen to this. In the AFC and the NFC, we have Green Bay's receiver gets traded, right? And we have Tyreek Hill gets traded from Kansas City to Miami. Do you like all this high-end player?
No, movement? I don't understand it. The Dallas, what's the receiver's name in Dallas that got let go? What's the receiver in Dallas? Come on. The Cowboys.
This year.
Right now, yeah. I'm feeling silly. Okay. But they let him go. Crazy. I don't get it. How do you break up Aaron Rodgers and that receiver? How do you break
up Devontae Adams? How do you break up Tyreek Hill and Patrick Mahomes?
You don't. But then, I don't know how you do that. I really don't. And I guess they think it seems to be the thought that I guess receivers are replaceable easier than any other position because, look, who do we have left? We have Chase. and we have
Deontay Johnson.
And I love them both. I'm glad they're both here still. But I mean, after that, what do we have? We need to address the receiver position.
I think they probably will in the draft. I think they count Freiermuth as a pseudo quasi receiver kind of, but he's still a tight end. So it is very interesting. Like even 10 years ago, you didn't have this player movement of high-end players. They normally played the string out for very long until not in the middle of their contract or not in the middle of the years where they were very productive. They go off in the last couple years and play out and ride off into the sunset. To have two receivers like this is bonkers to me, to switch teams in the middle of their productivity.
Let me look up the receiver from Dallas that was traded, please. Don't make me feel so silly. I need to know who this is. You know who it was. Why do I keep focusing?
No, CeeDee Lamb is the guy in Dallas that all I can think of.
He is still there?
He's there, yes.
Yeah, he's still there. No, not CeeDee Lamb. The other guy.
Cooper?
Yes, Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper? Yeah.
How do you let him go? Thank you, by the way. Amari Cooper. How do you let him go?
How did they trade Julio Jones before in Houston? How do you do things like that?
You know, I think it really does become a numbers and money game, just like you said. And these steps could be taken for a year, 2 years from now. And then the Raider or the Los Angeles receiver that was let go. Who was that?
You're killing me, putting me on the spot.
Okay, that's why we do this.
No.
I can't remember.
Like, look at Los Angeles. They add OBJ. They get Cooper Kupp. I mean,
It's not Cooper Kupp. It's the other guy. No. Maybe it was Robert Woods.
Yeah, Robert Woods.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's all just, the player movement of the high-end player is fascinating to me.
Did you see the amount of money they're paying the quarterback in Los Angeles?
Would you pay him that?
No. He's been in the league 12 years already, or 13, or some crazy number.
He immediately went and won, though. Immediately went there and won.
Yeah, but wow.
And when he went from Detroit, I said he was a Hall of Fame guy, and I remember you saying, no.
You did say that. You did say that.
I went down the numbers.
Okay. You don't have to point out that I was wrong. No, wait. Time out. Here, I'm going to say this. Actually, we do another show, and we were supposed to interview the Hall of Fame president this week. He had to postpone, and so we're going to redo him on April 20th. Okay. He is in Hall of Fame. I'm going to start to ask him some of these questions, and you need to tell me some so that I can put him on the spot. But I don't know about him being a Hall of Fame quarterback. I don't know about that.
I think he is, Matt Stafford.
How do you do that based on 1 year?
No. If you look up his numbers in Detroit, they're unbelievable. And that's considering he played with a terrible team.
Okay, Jimmy G's numbers are unbelievable too. Is he a Hall of Fame quarterback? Is Jimmy G a Hall of Fame quarterback?
Jimmy G's not even a guy that might start this year, depending on what San Francisco does with him. Matt Stafford is a lock Hall of Famer. Lock Hall of Famer.
Wow. Is Ben Roethlisberger?
Valid. 5 years from now. Yes. Undeniably.
Okay. I mean, I know that's what everybody thinks. I know.
Do you not think so?
I don't know. I don't know what I think about that.
Well, I'll lay it like this with both Stafford and Roethlisberger. And yes, they're Hall of Famers, but the Hall of Fame has been diluted. How you
just dismissed me, right?
No, the Hall of Fame has been diluted. And I say this about all Hall of Fames in all sports, that when they built the brick and mortar and they poured the buildings and they said, here's the charter for the Hall of Fame, hear ye, and rolled out some scroll and said, this is what we're going to do with the building. They anticipated that it would truly be the best of the best in those sports. And and they would only allow so many people. Over the years, it's become so diluted. There are far too many people in all the Halls of Fame.
I agree with that. I agree with that 100%. And that's actually going to be one of my questions. And what's his name? The Hall of Fame guy? Jim Porter. That's Jim the guy.
Porter. He's new. He's in his first year.
Yeah. And that's going to be one of my questions. Do you think it's diluted? Do you think too many people get in? How many people a year? 5?
Yeah, and then all kinds of other people too, all kinds of contributors and
Yeah.
athletic trainers.
Yeah. I mean,
different people.
That should be, to me, that should be addressed in a different Hall of Fame. But this Hall of Fame should be the finest, the creme de la creme of the professional athlete. But
like I could walk in the Baseball or Football Hall of Fame and point to 50% of the people and say, you're out, you're out, you're out. Because like, if you look at it, someone like take baseball, for example, like Bert Blyleven doesn't belong in the same place as Babe Ruth.
Wow, that's really a good analogy.
It just, there's a line of delineation. I don't know where it is, but those talents are too far apart.
We should get you on this interview with us next time when we do Jim Porter. You should be on it with us.
Oh, I don't know about that. It might not be a good thing.
I think it would be a great thing. I think it would. It's the kind of radio we need. So what else?
Well, it's, the draft, and a question for you from a business owner standpoint and a businessman standpoint, because I want your true answer to this, because I can't understand it. And I think it's best to get somebody outside of football to answer this. Mike Tomlin, Brandon Hunt, Kevin Colbert, and Matt Canada all went down earlier this week to look at Malik Willis in Lynchburg, Virginia. There is a less than 1% chance people think that he's going to be available at number 20. Why commit all those resources for something that there's virtually no shot to get when there could be other places to be and other pro days to go to? Why would they do that?
I think their interest level is very high. One thing I noticed about him, he's only 6 feet tall.
Yes, you're right. He's Cordell Stewart-like.
I didn't realize that's what Cordell was. And
he's like 6'1", 6'2", Cordell, a little bit taller even.
6'0" is not real tall by NFL standards, but apparently that doesn't bother them. To your question, to your point, there must be a reason that they were all there. Brandon Hunt, people talk really well about him, by the way. Is that his name? Yeah.
He's an incredible eye for talent. Maybe the best that's been employed by the Steelers in a long time.
Yeah, I keep hearing great things about him. But so then it almost becomes more strategic. What do you do with him? You sit him on the bench if you get him and let him learn behind Mitch, or do you let him just battle it out and better man starts? I don't know, but that pulls back in. I don't think there's any way that we will touch. What's his name in Cleveland? Yeah, we're not going to touch him.
Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, never. No.
I think if Kenny Pickett, if Malik Willis is there at number 20, they have just committed so much manpower, so many resources, so much time to evaluating him. I think they're absolutely going to take him.
If he's available, there's no chance he'll be available though. And I was going to look at that, and I didn't. The top 5 drafters, who are they? Who's number 1?
Well, in terms of quarterbacks, number 6 is Carolina. They're going to take Kenny Pickett, seems like. Number 9 is Seattle, and a lot of people think that Malik Willis will go to Seattle.
He's their style.
And then 18 is New Orleans. And even with Jameis Winston, they would have a need for a quarterback for the long haul.
To me, they have the biggest need for a quarterback of anybody. I think Jameis is horrible. I think the fill-in quarterback, whatever his name was, what's his name?
Oh, the kid from BYU, yes. Taysom Hill, yes.
Yeah, I mean, stay home. I think they're all terrible. I think their biggest need for quarterback is them. So, yeah, I mean, you have 3-4 real strong needs at quarterback position, and I don't know that there's that many solid quarterbacks in the draft this time. But then Tom Brady was 6th round. So
but another crazy part to me though, at Malik Willis's pro day, there were 2 head coaches. Just two.
I didn't know that. Who was the second?
Carolina's coach and Mike Tomlin. That's it. Only 2.
I think that's very telling. I'm just not sure what it tells.
That was very Gandhi-like. I agree with you because I felt the same way. I said, this means something, but I don't know what it means.
Yeah, honestly, it does. It really does. But
The 30
again,
teams.
because then you start to wonder, what if they do get him? Can they trade Mitch Trubisky?
They can trade.
Is that still feasible now even though he hasn't ever played for us?
Yeah, but I think that the quarterback tilt-a-whirl has kind of cycled all the way through that people who would have wanted Mitch Trubisky would have taken a shot at him the first time.
Yeah. But, so maybe you don't trade. I don't know. It makes me wonder so many different things and scenarios. The most straightforward scenario is you draft them. If you do get them, you sit them on the bench behind Trubisky, the end. But then there's so many convoluted ways to look at it that because I do know from reading that Mike likes him. Mike really likes Malik.
Oh, he loves him. I just, of all the stats, all the things, all the different storylines reported, it wasn't reported enough that just 2 head coaches decided to go to Lynchburg, Virginia.
Well, I didn't see it anywhere. So that's really good reporting on your part. But the one thing that I also noticed was that Mike Tomlin showed up at like 6:30 a.m. to watch Malik work out.
For the weightlifting part of it. You're absolutely right. And a lot of times
that really meant something too. Right? You want to see a guy's work ethic. You want to see not how much weight he can lift, but you want to see how hard he works. You want to see his ethic. And I think that's really a big thing. I thought that really said something too.
Yeah, I agree.
You go to a weight room and you watch James Harrison work out. You're going to come away saying, man, that guy's a winner. Right?
Oh, well, yeah. You're actually going to run out of there scared, to be frank. Well, last thing, though, you know what this does accentuate? And we've talked about quarterbacks for 4 months now, seemingly, and we'll talk about them for another 3 months moving forward. Whenever you have a quarterback, like him, hate him, can't stand him on the field, can't stand him off the field, whatever your thoughts are, when you have a quarterback for 18 years you can count on to show up and play, your city never has any of these worries. In the luxury we had.
How many times have you sat in front of your television, though, and said, typical Ben?
But you knew who the guy was going to be next Sunday to come out there and start for you. And that is a luxury. Look, you could throw your beer through the television and be mad, but it was a positive that you knew who you were going to be mad at the next week. A lot of franchises don't even have that.
I just wish that Ben would. 2-minute quarterback, never better. And that just was a whole different thing that he could do. He was wonderful inside 2 minutes. But anyway, enough of Ben. He's retired. Enjoy your retirement. I like a lot of things about Mitch. I like him as a person. I think, he and his wife look very happy and cute together, and she's pregnant, going to have a baby. Kind of cool.
Straight to Mount Washington for the photo.
Straight to Mount Washington.
Straight to Mount Washington.
Yeah, all very cool stuff, and I'm happy. I'm really happy he's here. I am. But there's a lot of things I'm happy about here. One question before I go. I think he's a safety. The safety from that he hasn't signed with anybody yet. Do you think we'll sign him?
Terrell Edmonds.
No, Matthew.
Oh, Terrell Matthew, the Honey Badger.
Yeah. You think we'll sign him? And if we don't, why not?
Well, see, that's a great way to phrase it. If we don't, why not? Because I wonder if he hasn't signed with anybody to this point. If no one has, why not?
Why not?
What's been the holdup? Is there something?
I always thought he was great, but he did get injured. Didn't he get injured last year?
I saw him play in college at LSU at a night game in LSU, and he was even at that age, I think he was only a sophomore at the time, and he returned kicks and everything. He was by far the most feared person on the field. He was exponentially the best athlete on the field, and it was glaring how good he was.
Yeah, I like it. I do like it.
Scary. So when you say why not Pittsburgh, I think that's the question here in town. But I look at it and expand it and say, is there something with his medicals? Is there something that's gone on? Why has nobody seemingly been connected with him at this point?
Okay, and the final point.
Yes.
In the lightning round. General manager. My heart says, man, please let it be Omar Khan. To me, seeing what I see now, that it hasn't been named yet, tells me it's not going to be Omar Khan. Who do you think gets the GM job?
I've never seen any time where the people have interviewed 16 different people, and we seemingly have no end for something. I've said from the beginning, I think it should be Brandon Hunt. I still think it should be Brandon Hunt. I don't think they would keep taking Brandon Hunt on all these road trips and evaluating the current talent if it wasn't going to be
That's one
Brandon
thing
Hunt.
that said to me. That's one thing that said to me. I agree with that. But then who was the Buffalo general manager?
Oh, yeah, they just had him in. And Doug Whaley, who is from here.
And he's from here. I would say he's a front runner with Brandon Hunt. And maybe a long time ago, you said they were going to split that position. And maybe they do that this year. And maybe they do it with Doug and Brandon. Again, my heart, my boy, Omar. I hope. But I really don't think you take this long. If Omar's here and he's your guy, you would have named him by now. I
believe Omar's an expedition man, by the way.
Is he?
Uh-huh. I believe.
Thank you, Schultz Ford.
Yes. All right. It's been a fabulous week.
And who said there's nothing to talk about after the season's over?
NFL 24/7. They're always
24/7. We should call it that. NFL 24/7. Thanks, Colin.
All right. Take it easy.
See ya.